Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
I just got an alert. We were just about to press record on this episode, and I got an NFL.com alert. Josh Gordon's suspension has been lifted.
So he will serve just 4 games, so he'll miss the first quarter of the season, and then he comes back for the Browns, which, let's be honest, when you come back and then you go to the Browns, it's basically still a suspension.
Yeah. Cue every Patriots fan. So let me get this fucking straight. Josh Gordon can sell weed to the entire country, and he's only suspended 4 games. Meanwhile, Tom Brady did absolutely nothing wrong and is also suspended 4 games?
Josh Gordon was fucking so drunk and high, he ran his car into fucking both Twin Towers, knocked them over, and he's only getting 4 games for knocking down the Twin Towers with his car? You got to be fucking kidding
Did Aaron Hernandez's suspension get lifted? Did it? No, I didn't fucking think so. You know why? Because the NFL hates the Patriots.
Fucking bullshit.
That's every Pats fan ever. And seen.
So there's a lot of weed stories in the news in the NFL, which actually shows that these guys smoke. They all smoke weed. They literally all smoke weed.
Oh, yeah. Let's be honest. There's a lot of these guys who are taking it for recreational purposes, for mental health purposes, for all the reasons we all fucking smoke weed, because it's great and it's wonderful. And, you know, it's anxiety, depression, hunger, all that shit. It's good for all that. But, yeah, the pain thing is certainly – but let's not make it like the reason the NFL needs to loosen up its weed rules is because guys are taking it for pain. It should be loosened because everybody smokes weed, and it should be legal everywhere. The same as it should be legal in this fucking country.
Well, it's proven.
Goddamn Constitution's written on hemp paper, but we can't smoke weed?
But not only that, it's proven. This isn't pure opinion. This is pure scientific fact. It is proven that alcohol is way more harmful than marijuana. Yet the NFL is in bed with the alcohol business, sponsored by Bud Light, sponsored by Miller Lite. So
we don't even need science to tell us that if you're a 275-pound defensive tackle, you don't beat your wife or your girlfriend or your baby mama when you're high. You beat her when you're fucking drunk. And you get into fucking DUIs, obviously, when you're drunk. And you get into bar fights when you're drunk. And you make it rain at the strip club when you're drunk. And you throw, prostitutes / strippers / Instagram models off of your bus on the side of the New Jersey Turnpike and make them hoof it because you're drunk. Like, people who are high don't just go, you know what? I'm going to beat that ass right now. Like, it's ridiculous.
So in other weed news, Le'Veon Bell actually missed his drug test. He didn't test positive.
Right.
So now he is supposedly probably going to be suspended 4 games. He's claiming he's not going to be suspended at all.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell's high. That's why. Man, I ain't getting suspended. Why? I didn't even go. Dude, you can't test positive for weed if you don't take the drug test.
I just didn't. It's like school, man. In Michigan State, I just don't show up.
Yeah.
How you gonna fail me? I didn't take the test.
When I was at Michigan State, if I didn't go to test, you know what happened? Smart little Asian girl that I paid $700 in the library went and took that test for me. Where was that bitch during the drug test?
I had to take my fucking urine, man. Pee that little Asian yellow urine.
That clean urine. That's like refusing to blow into the breathalyzer.
Yeah.
It's like you don't show up. They just assume you didn't show up because you were high and you didn't want to take the test.
But they say that. I think lawyers say you shouldn't blow in the breathalyzer and let them take you in.
Yeah, because if you've been drinking, the reason is they're going to charge you with the same thing if you blow and you're drunk or if you don't.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you don't blow and you go in, the lawyer can be like, fuck you. He didn't want to do it. And you can't prove that.
I've heard that you should have a beer handy. You get pulled over, you put your car in park, you throw your keys out the window, you chug the beer right in front of the cop, and then they can prove that basically says, I just chugged the beer. That fucks up the breathalyzer, and that they couldn't prove that you were operating the vehicle because the keys have to be in the ignition. That's also part of the DUI. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
So if the keys are out of the ignition, they're out of the window, like let's say on the side of the road, that if you chug the beer, you technically could not get popped for a DUI.
That sounds suspect.
Or is this just something that Le'Veon Bell made up high?
Well, it sounds like these days with the body cams and the dash cams and whatever, they're going to be like, now, if you watch here, The keys then come flying out the window, and then he reaches into the back seat where apparently he has a cooler of beers. Here's my advice as a guy who's worked in multiple law firms and a guy who has broken the law many, many times. Say nothing. For all you young dirtballs out there, literally never say anything. Just go full mute. Never talk. Nothing. How many beers did you have tonight? Refuse to answer. Nothing. Don't even respond. They don't know that you're not deaf. They don't know anything. Never say anything ever, ever, ever. People are like, what about? No. What if? No. Never speak. If you've committed a crime, never say a goddamn word. Never. I got pulled over in Pennsylvania with my brother and my buddy Danny, and they were riding in the back because they were getting high together, and they're fucking. I'm riding in the front of my Cadillac. There's a half-eaten tin of pot brownies that had made the car stink like weed every time we got in it the whole weekend. We were coming back for the Kentucky Derby. We're basically still drunk from the night before. We had just smoked. Cop pulls us over, and I was like, in the 10 seconds after we got pulled over, while he's making the walk from his car to ours, I was like, listen, they're going to separate us. They're going to ask you questions. Just refuse to talk. And they're like, what about? I was like, say nothing. I was like, these are the last words that are coming out of your mouth for the next 2 hours. Do not talk. And he actually did not arrest us. We got a ticket for speeding, but nothing about the weed.
If you guys were black, they would have killed all three of you.
Yeah, well, and that's the only time I've ever gotten away with it. That's the only time Pennsylvania cops have not beaten me.
Yeah, so what's your advice to our dirt ballers?
Yeah, still comply. Say nothing. Just don't talk back. Don't. I mean, I'm not even saying comply. Like, don't say none of this yes officer, yes sir bullshit. Just full mute. You do not speak. You're not a You're a person who has never spoken.
And ladies and gentlemen, that has been a Joe Praino life hack of the week.